there's a movie out there, a documentary. It's called Outrage. It talks about like, you know, closeted Republicans, people that they're gay, but they were against gay marriage. Southbound, Chevy stop at 26. Stop at the 26 exit. You know, I don't know why I was thinking about Eddie Long for a second. You know, he's a famous minister. He, you know, he preached that fire and brimstone. There were, you know, claims of stuff against him. And I looked into some of it, and he had a school. Parents accused him of pedophilia. Now, this is me as a 30-year-old. I went to Catholic school. I went to Christian school. This is my approach. A lot of Christians move to areas that are mostly Christian. And that's how it works. Like Fort Mill, South Carolina. People live in Charlotte they live and work in Charlotte because they don't want to expose their kids to gay people and stuff like that. So they move these little areas. I'm not saying everybody in those areas is Christian, but it's more applicable to that. Everybody is, you know, it's kind of like that. Everybody's related to stuff. Rock Hill's like that too. You know, those people put their kids in a Christian school for a reason. So when I was a kid, I didn't understand that rich people can buy a case. Like the law is for poor people. It is. So when you're rich, you can buy the case. When you're rich, you can like stack shit. You can do all kind of legal defenses. You can spend money to delay the case. You can get all kind of expert witnesses. But when people take their kids, a lot of kids out of Christian school, there's something to that. There's some fire there. There's some fire where that smoke is. And that was my take of that. You know, I think that the story of Eddie Long is quite sad. Dude had, you know, done quite a few fire and brimstone sermons on gay people. I think he had one with one of Dr. King's daughters, I think, or niece or something. When she, you know, they were preaching about gay people, and you know, my attitude is this: where could he have gone in Georgia to have an AIDS test and nobody found out? Even if it was a clean test, guys, people still would have gotten out. You know, people talk about, I was raised in the church. So, you know, my attitude is always going to be, I don't know how someone can live a lie and still preach and not feel like a fraud. To me, as you get older, you're supposed to be building a world. No matter how much money you make, how little money you make, you're building a world. You're supposed to be building people around you that love you in your hard times. You call them, hey man, you know, you're supposed to have that. You're not supposed to be building a world where everybody is the opposite. You go into choir practice, you go into the Sons of Abraham meeting, and you're like, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? And everybody there you don't talk to, everybody there you don't speak to. Like, that's not, you know, how you're supposed to be as you get older. So, you know, my attitude is that how sad it is, how quite sad it is to me that he died that way, living a lie. You know, when it comes to him in his situation, there's a movie called Minority Report. In the movie, you know, they set up Tom Cruise. At the end, Tom Cruise figures it out, and the police chief, the guy that run the program, has to deal with the fact that it's over. So Tom Cruise says, "You can kill me, and you'll die. You'll live forever in Halo, basically. Spend the animation, or, you know, and pre-crime will live on. People will believe in it, even though you won't be here to see it, or you have the choice." And it's something I didn't get that as a kid. When you build something and you've created so many jobs and so many opportunities for people, what was the purpose of that? create so many opportunities for people, and you know, you build some people, and you've been over their houses, you know their kids, know their families. You probably played golf with the governor or played golf with the mayor. You probably got some senators on speed dial, you know, and yeah, because especially back then, George Bush after 9/11, he brought together like a bunch of like ministers and stuff. Eddie Long was one of them. Eddie Long was one of them. That's a fact. So you know, you've actually sat down with presidents, and then to know that because of a couple acts or one act, all that's over with. You know, in the case of Minority Report, dude had probably spent his whole life trying to build it and get funding for it. He was just finally reaping the fruits of that labor, working for all this time. And then to know it's all over. I don't want to kill myself, but I can understand that as I get older. I can understand that losing something you work so hard. Now in his case, he killed the people that the Precox's mother. So he actually put in work, and he killed the FBI, Danny Whitmer. So he put in work in order to actually, you know, protect the pre-crime program from scrutiny. He actually did that. So, you know, when it really comes down to it, he did everything he could, and maybe that's how Bishop Long thought. In the end, you know, I'll always see him as it's like I see Terry Dolan, bully, coward, victim. You bullied gay people. You could have used your situation to maybe soften things up a little bit in a time when that wasn't going on. You didn't. You got sick with it, and you could have used your example to say, hey, anybody can catch this thing, guys. Get tested. Have, you know, practice safe sex. You didn't, because you're a coward. And then you died as a penalty. Victim. You know, I don't judge people until you live a lie and you jump on people. And my thing, look at him in his last days. You know, rich people got makeup and stuff. Think about what he would look like without the makeup. Yeah. That's how I see it. Think about that shit. Look at without the makeup and shit. I'd be look 10 times worse. So I just, you know, for me, I can't imagine it, living a lie and you know, making that choice. I'd rather die on the throne. Look at this stuff. He was a bodybuilder. Waist was like, waist like a 32-inch waist. And to go from that to a skeleton, he's in the 70s. To me, that's very sad. You know, a lot of our black icons, you know, Bishop E. Long, Prince, Michael Jackson, they didn't die good. They didn't, you know, Cosby now, they didn't pass off good. They didn't leave like, okay, a legacy. They died bad. And, you know, to me that's kind of sad, you know. It's kind of sad to see that it is that way. You know, it's got to be about more than just making a bunch of money and driving big cars. You know, life got to be about more than that. And for me, I could never understand a person living like that and, you know, being a complete hypocrite, look yourself in the mirror and still go out and preach fire and brimstone sermons while you're being tempted. You know, I go back to it. You talk about that. You know, Leviticus was a book for the priests. And, you know, book of Leviticus talk about no shellfish, cloven hoof. Book of Leviticus talk about not wearing clothes, 2 different types. Fabric, cutting the corners of the head. You know, the Bible talk about usury. You know, the Bible talk about a jubilee. In 50 years, your debt will be repaid. You know, and you notice people don't talk like that. You know, you don't see people talk like that. So it is what it is, you know. about 50 Jubilee. I said, basically, your debt is repaid. You ain't paying no debt, no goddamn, your whole life. Something happened 20, 30 years, hell no. So, you know, I don't like that picking and choosing the Bible as it is. It's either all the same or it's nothing. Or you believe in the New Testament, but if you're gonna pick pieces of the New Testament, the Old Testament, you gotta pick all of it. You know, Bible talk about